She woke up. She was fine. Was jumping on Mama's bed even. I was like, "Don't jump on the bed," and she was fine. And she was sitting on her bed, and I was kind of putzing around the house, and just this scream that you would not even hear ever again, I hope. And she goes, "Mama, my head hurts." And I looked at her, and I didn't see anything, so I just grabbed and ran. And I had to grab my keys and the wallet, and I grabbed her blanket. She wasn't even in my arms. She felt so light. Got in the car, called Daddy, told him we were on our way to the hospital. There was something wrong. Realized I had no gas. Had to turn around, put gas in the car. On the way to the hospital, she was just throwing up, passing out, throwing up, passing out the whole time. And you try to talk to her, and she just kind of like flutter, and then all of a sudden there was no more eye-opening. Got to the hospital. Don't even remember throwing my car in park.
When I first saw her, I knew she was, I've been here for 8 years. I know a sick kid when I see one. She was very ill. So my reaction was, we need to figure out what's going on with her, and we need to do it very quick.
As soon as I saw her, the mother being walked into this room, I was concerned. I mean, I could see from across the room that kid was sick.
Put her in trauma 2. The ER doc came in. We hook her all up to the monitors. We put an IV in her. We check her blood sugar. Take her to CAT scan right away because there was something very wrong.
She was found to have a large bleed in her brain. Dr. Goldberger was happened to be in the hospital that day, and he luckily was able to come to the emergency department within 10 minutes and help us take care of this very sick child.
Well, I was actually on my way out of town that day, and I had just finished up clinic here in the office, and the emergency room called me and let me know that there was a young child in the emergency department who was deteriorating neurologically, and so they asked me to come down and take a look at her. So I ran down to the emergency room and asked them to obtain another CAT scan prior to coming down there, just to see if the hemorrhage or the blood clot was getting larger.
As soon as the child was in the CAT scan and the CAT scanner started to take the test, the film started coming up on the screen, and the doctor was right there with the child, and it was discovered that the child had an epidural bleed. An epidural bleed is a bleed inside the brain that is bleeding very fast, and because there's nowhere in the skull for the blood to go, it continues to pool in an area and put pressure on the brain, which is life-threatening.
Took her back. I had them bring social services down to talk to the mother and put her in trauma. By this point, the baby's in trauma 3, mom's in trauma 2, because of course she's highly upset.
He came in and he told us at the point where we were at, we really didn't have a choice.
I was concerned that she might not make it in transfer. She began to deteriorate even further, and at that point I knew something had to be done immediately, and that she wouldn't even be able to be transported up to the operating room. So at that point we had the operating room staff. They brought down all the equipment that I thought I was going to need.
Literally, the OR team, it was amazing. It came like a swoop. They swooped in, it was like 10 minutes. It was like an OR room in there.
We cleared pretty much the area and performed a craniotomy, or an opening of her skull right there in the emergency department, in order to take the pressure off of her brain and hopefully restore neurologic function. Then we left a drain in, closed up the incision.
It was a remarkable task in that they were able to do this in such short order with such high level of expertise that I think all parties involved, the nursing department, the emergency department, and the nursing department in the operation room and central supply, were able to bring all the assets to bear to save this child's life, along with obviously neurosurgeon Dr. Goldberger.
You never usually see when they're that sick. A lot of times they don't come back out of that. It's nice to see something happen that makes you remember why you actually went into into your profession that you went into.
It was very relieving to see her, completely back to her normal 2-year-old self. She was amazing. I'm so happy that she had such a great outcome and was so fortunate to have had the circumstances that she did.
As a neurosurgeon, these are the type of cases that make you feel very proud and very happy with your career choice. You actually get to give this little girl a second chance in life that she normally wouldn't have had if she didn't make it to the emergency department. So that in itself is very gratifying for me personally, that I was able to give her a second chance, and she's returned to completely normal function.
Like seeing her do things for the first time all over again. It really is. It's like when your kid first walks, watching her walk and watching her like start to play and everything for the first time again. It's like coming that close and realizing she wasn't here, and then all of a sudden there she is again, and picking on her brothers again, and they get off the bus and she goes running to the window, and it's just all stuff we, for a moment there, we didn't think we were going to get.